164. Trevs Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. It's too sweet. Ironically enough, this will be the first video for the 21-22 season, as we all are aware that after trophies are handed out, season's over. And the fact that they're already doing the draft lottery, which is around roughly the same time it usually happens, give or take a couple months. But either way, it's draft lottery season. And if you've already seen the video for it, you don't need my spoiler here. But if you're tagging along, I'm really appreciative of that. Either way, draft lottery to determine the first two picks was drawn tonight, and really there wasn't a lot of movement. There's one movement out of the top 7, and depending on your perspective, it could be a big jump, it could be a little jump, but either way, it's some movement. Let's talk about it. Now, I do have to say, this year's draft lottery is a little bit different in terms of you had no Arizona, as they forfeited their first round pick for entry draft cheating. And you had the addition of Seattle. Now, Arizona was still kept in the lottery in terms of keeping the weighted balance. But if they would have picked number 1 or number 2, there would have been a redraw. And thankfully, they didn't pick number 1 or number 2. And I'm only going over the top 5. Because it makes no sense to cover 15 when only 2 of them moved. So number 5 was Columbus, which translates to fourth worst in the league. And yeah, they kind of fell apart after the Line A trade. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them, because hearing that Seth Jones doesn't want to stick around doesn't help Columbus a lot. Number 4 is New Jersey. At least they didn't win it. That's a good thing, because with Hughes, there's no reason they should be anywhere near the top 2 anymore. Number 3 was Anaheim. Don't be surprised if you see them in the top 2 in the next couple of years. I do not see good things for the Ducks moving forward. But number 3 was where Seattle had the third best odds at winning this draft lottery, because they were given the same odds from a season perspective as New Jersey. So they went from number 3 to number 2. Now, it's wide open for Seattle. It's an open playing field. They could draft. Well, obviously, the cream of the crop is defense this year. So they could draft a defenseman that they could mold in their image for years to come. They could trade up. They could use it for a big name. They could do a million different things with it. But I wouldn't be too surprised if they ended up keeping it, just to get that first drafted pick player out of the way. Hughes is available. The third Hughes. And number 1 was Buffalo. They had a 16% chance of winning, 16.6% chance of winning the lottery, and they did. And I'm glad they're finally changing the lottery structures, because I think maybe they finally figured out how to get really good at cheating the system. And for this year's draft, there's a multitude of options. Let's talk about them options. So Buffalo could select defenseman Owen Power at number 1. He's number 1 ranked in Central Scouting as far as North American skaters is concerned. William Eklund is number 1 as far as international skaters are concerned. And that's just it. There's about 5 or 6 players you could legitimately pick at number 1. But I don't know. I think Owen Power is a lock for the Sabres, and with him and Rasmus Dahlin, if they play their cards right in Buffalo, and I know I'm asking a lot, I'm even suggesting a lot, but something's got to give in there. Whether it's the general perception or the culture of the team, whether it's upper management, I don't know. I'm not that in with the Sabres right now, and I kind of like it that way. But they have to get better at some point, right? As I said, for Seattle, they could draft a franchise player at this point. Vegas had the same odds when they came in the league, and they fell back. So Seattle did the complete opposite, and like I said, they could do different things with it. They could keep it, which I think they will. I think they'll select Hughes. They could trade up and get number one, go for Owen Power, or they could trade it for a bigger name, Brent Burns. But would you give up number two for Brent Burns? I would have trouble making that decision. But for Anaheim, they need the building blocks and they need them fast. If they want to get good, they need to make huge improvements right from the word go. So it'll be interesting to see what they do on draft day, but we'll know more when we get there, right? So that's 164, Just Hockey Show. Thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you're here. It means we made it. It's not a bad thing at all. Actually, that's a great thing. So thank you. If you want, hit that like button. Hit that red button over there. Subscribe. Makes you feel good. Let's get to 100. All my socials there in the description down below. Moving forward, I got a few different things up my sleeve planned for tomorrow. So we'll see if they happen. But either way, in the meantime, in between time, be looking for more videos from Trev. Later.